Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafters, and welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're a subscriber. If not, please do click on the subscribe button, ring the bell, and that way you'll be notified when I post a new video. So today we're going to make card 10, and this is the final card of our 10 cards, one kit in 10 days. It's a new way that I've been trying. Rather than doing 10 cards all in one video, we have tried this 10 cards in 10 days. So I'd love the feedback if you're a regular here. Did you enjoy it? I know in the comments you've all been really positive and they've been lovely. And I'd like to thank everyone who leaves a comment below and lets me know what they think of the card and all the cards that I've done in this series. I really appreciate your being subscribers and for leaving comments below. It's really lovely to get the feedback and read through them. Okay, so as I said, this is card 10. This card is going to be a Bridgefold card, but we're going to add a little bit to it. We're going to put steps or layers to this card, and I think this is really different. I did one years and years ago when I was a newbie with creating, so I thought I'd revise this one, and I have so much of the lovely ephemera left over even after all the cards I've made, and I thought this would really showcase the ephemera that came in this pack, and I think it's a great card idea for using ephemera as well. Now we're going to start with a piece of white cardstock that measures 11 inches by 6 inches. Okay, so next I have some scoring to do on this. We're going to score it at 1 inch, at 3 inches, then we're going to score it at 8 inches, and then at 10 inches. We'll fold and burnish these in a moment, but first we're going to look at the lovely pattern paper layers that we're going to put in. So I have some pattern paper here. These 3 pieces are all from one sheet. Now I've cut my sheet down to 5 3/4 in one direction. Then I've taken 3/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch. So we need 2 pieces measuring 3/4 of an inch by 5 3/4. Don't forget, all the measurements are down in the description, so click on that if you want to, have the measurements rather than trying to write them down. Then that leaves this piece here. Now, in a really good world, this piece would be 4 3/4 by 5 3/4, but I'm left with this piece that measures 4 1/2 by 5 3/4, so I'm going to use it. So if you want your sides to be the same as these, then use a piece that measures 4 3/4, but for this, using the pattern paper that I have, this is 4 1/2 by 5 3/4. Okay, I've taken another piece of pattern paper and I have cut out these 2 pieces. These 2 pieces measure 1 3/4 by 5 3/4, and they'll go in here. I'm not going to embellish the back with pattern paper on this. I don't think you'll need it, but I will put a little strip on the back panel here. I'll stamp a sentiment and then add this piece. This strip measures 4 3/4 by 1 inch, and I got that from the cover piece. I just cut it off the top here, and I thought, well, there's no point in wasting this, so I can pop that on the back of my panel, and I'll do that when we do the stamping of our sentiment. Okay, next I have some layers here, and these are going to be the steps or the layers in our Bridgefold card. This piece measures 6 by 3, and we need to do some scoring on this, so we'll do that now. So I'm scoring this and giving it a 1/2 inch tab at each end so it'll fit nicely in. So I've scored it at a 1/2 inch. I'm rotating it and scoring it again at a 1/2 inch. Our second piece measures 6 by 2 1/2, and again we'll score at a 1/2 inch, rotate it and score again at a 1/2 inch, and this will give us our layers or our steps. This piece measures 6 by 2, and again I've scored it at 1/2 inch, rotated it and scored it again at 1/2 inch. And my pattern piece of paper here measures 4 3/4 by 1 3/4, and I'm only decorating this one. And then I've taken this large piece of ephemera and I have just stuck it down there, and I've just done it because, you know, it makes it easier for me time-wise. Now you'll notice these other 2 steps don't have any pattern paper on them. You can add pattern paper to them if you like, but I figure once these are in front of each other, you're not going to actually see the steps because we're going to put some of our ephemera over the edges here. So I don't think there's any point in putting pattern paper over these 2 pieces, but if you'd like to do that, you can. Now I'd like to show you some of the stamps that I'm going to use. I'm going to use this one here. This is from the September 2022 Super Kit. I'm using the Happy and the Birthday. And what I have done is I have that stamped already. I have that here. So I've taken the nesting dies. These are the rectangular nesting dies. Our largest die here measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then they go down by 1/8 the whole way down right into the middle. These were available on the website this month, so if you're interested in them, don't forget I'll leave links to Lizi's website and the kit and everything like that down below. So I have taken one of these dies and I have cut out this piece of white cardstock. Onto that then I have stamped my Happy and my Birthday. You can see that here. I've taken one of the little silver bows. We get a pack of 3 of these in the kit and I have glued that down. We also got these beautiful silver flower charms or gems, and I have glued those down as well. I have some stamping done here in the pink, and that's from this stamp set. This is the Make a Wish stamp set, and it came in the February 2022 card kit. I have used the sparkles here on this piece, and I'm also going to use them on the back of our card base when we stamp our sentiment. And the sentiment I'm going to use is this one, Make a Wish, because it's a happy birthday card. And when we, you know, have a birthday and we have a cake and we blow out the candles and we make a wish, and that's the reason why I went with that. Okay, so let's go ahead now and stamp our sentiment and then put our pattern paper, etc. on our card. So I allowed my ink to dry before I then flipped over my card base, so hopefully I won't have any ink smearing on the back of that. Next, we're going to fold and burnish our 4 score lines. So starting in the middle, these middle 2, they want to be folded over into a valley fold. So I'll fold that over and make sure you see there that my cardstock is level with the bottom and the top. And then I'll take my scoring tool and burnish that edge. Then I can fold this back on itself, and again making sure it's nice and level, I can fold and burnish that score line. I want to do the same with this one. I'm going to fold it in, and again I'm going to make sure it's nice and level, and then burnish that score line, and then I'm going to fold this back. And the cardstock I'm using here is 300 GSM white cardstock, but you can use whatever weight you like. I would recommend something above 260, but when you're putting mats and layers on it, it does help. So this is our bridge fold. This is the fold that makes up the bridge fold, and the reason it's called a bridge fold is because you would put a piece across here. Now you could put a piece of cardstock across here, and this is what makes the bridge, and then when you fold it down, it folds flat like this, and then this is what folds and goes into your envelope. You could use a piece of the ephemera to make your bridge to go across, but I have my layers here, and these are going to make my bridges. So these will sit in here, they will be level with the bottom, and they will get glued to the sides like so. So we'll have the largest one on the back, we'll have this one then that'll sit above it, and then we will have this one above that that'll sit up there like so. So it's a matter now of adding our mats and layers, so let's do that next. So I'm speeding everything up now, and I'm going to add the layers down, our patterned paper down onto our card base, and I'm using my collal glue here to glue these down. Next I'm going to glue down my center panel, and I'm going to make sure that is evenly set in there. And then once I've that done, I can do my outside little panels then as well. And I'm delighted with that. Next, we're going to add our little strip to the back. And I'm going to further embellish that with a piece of the ephemera. Now I'm changing over to my quick grab glue. And you can see here, I'm going to add some glue to our little tab there on the left. I have it up against the score line and I'm folding over. Once that has situated, then I can add the next one. I'll add some glue. Now I'm doing this from the back side. You can see here, it's much easier to lie it in that way. When all three of these are lying flat, I can add liquid glue then onto these tabs on this side. Then I'll fold over, press down, give it a chance for the glue to set, and then we have our bridge fold. Isn't that lovely? And our card will fold flat, and this card base will fold into a 8 by 6. So I'll make an envelope for this, but you can adjust your sizes yourself. I just wanted the piece there where my happy birthday is, I wanted that to be big, so I have that at 5 inches across. So you could actually have it set less. You can really adjust your size. There's lots of tutorials on YouTube with different sizes for this. And then all it's a matter of is cutting out your steps or your layers there to go in between the side panels. So I've so much of the ephemera, we've got loads of it in the kit. I'm really jamming these layers with the ephemera and I just love it. I think this would be a great January Christmas or birthday card because there are some Christmas baubles on some of the ephemera. But I mean, you really have to look to go, oh, there's a Christmas bauble in that, you know, floral display. But I do think this would make for a cool January birthday card, but it can be for an anytime birthday card. And you could stamp some flowers. If you have a nice stamp in your stash, you could stamp some flowers and you could fill this up. You could have it with balloons or cupcakes or, you know, dumper trucks and fast cars and motorbikes or whatever you really like. I'm just adding the last pieces of ephemera now to this, and once I have that done, that'll be it. That will be our layered Bridgefold card and I love it. So you can see here I have found a lovely stamp to stamp down, and I've used this. It's the Celebrate stamp set. It was in the May 2022 card kit. It's the Kisses and Wishes one, but this stamp set is available on the website, on Lizi's website, so I definitely have a look. And I use the die then here on the nested rectangular dies to die cut that out. So I'm really delighted now with how the card has come out. It'll fold nice and flat to go into our envelope. Our envelope size for a finish for this, because this piece here is 5 and this is 2 and this is 1, we'll need an 8 by 6 envelope for this, but I'll use my envelope maker to make this card. So I'm delighted with this. I hope you like this card. This is our final card, card 10, and I hope it's a wow card using all the ephemera that came in this kit. I really do love it, and I think it makes for a lovely little birthday birthday card. You can embellish this using the sequins or the gems, etc. that came in the kit, but I think that I'm happy with this. I think it's more than enough. So that's it now. I'm going to leave you there. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you will give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, ring the bell, and don't forget all the links for the products that we've used are down in the description. You can share your make with us on the Facebook Love from Lizi group, or you can share it on my group, which is called Your Cards and Crafts. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there now. I hope you all have a happy Christmas, as this is December and it's Christmas week. I'm going to leave it there, and I'll be back with you again with more cards in the future. So until then, take care, stay safe, and bye for now. Bye.